What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the 10 at 10. I am here to get you a little bit more pumped up about your day. We're actually at 10:05 today. Technical difficulties, but we're getting past it. So today we are talking about showing up. What happens when you show up as your authentic self and put yourself into the universe? I did a really good podcast with Carrie Cardozo. It's probably, I don't know, 3 weeks ago now. If you go back and listen to it, we got into this really deep, but it is a topic that came up with one of my clients yesterday. They're working on their webinar and they practice it and practice and practice it until they came across absolutely flawless and perfect. The kind of sad thing was that they kind of pulled their soul and their heart out of it. And we were having a big discussion around it. I want to share this with people because I think it is one of the biggest things we're going to start seeing moving forward. We started to see it last year. People don't want to buy from somebody that is perfect. If you are up on a pedestal and you make zero mistakes, people are not going to see you as authentic. They're going to see you as somebody who is fake and putting stuff out that isn't real. I think last year we started to see a lot of, quote, gurus get called out on the internet, right? Because they're having a social media manager that just puts out stuff for them. They aren't putting their own voice out into the universe. Instead, they are putting out a very manicured image, right? We've seen this a lot on Instagram. You've heard a lot of people talk about like comparing your life to the hero role that somebody puts out, right? You're putting out somebody's highlight reel and you're comparing yourself to it. So a lot of people have this thing that stops them from putting themselves out into the universe. Whether you're in digital marketing, whether you are an entrepreneur, whether you're just watching this because you are a friend of mine, there's something really interesting happens in life when you just stand up and you say, this is who I am. I don't really care what anyone else thinks. Everyone thinks that it's going to be this big polarizing statement. And while it is polarizing, it's polarizing for you, not so much for other people. Believe it or not, most people are not going to hate you. I know we've talked about some haters on here. We've talked about why you need to be polarizing, but it has more to do with yourself and something really interesting that happens inside of you. And I think it causes a reaction in the environment. When you stand up and you say, this is what I'm doing, this is who I am, this is how I'm moving forward in life, suddenly like the decision is made and your brain stops wasting energy on trying to gain acceptance or approval from anyone in your life for anything that you do. Instead, you become your own boss internally. And when you have your own North Star and you stop caring what other people think and you stop looking for that validation, like amazing things start to happen in your life. You start to move forward, your business will start to progress, but also in your personal life, like you just gain a freedom that I don't think very many people have anymore. It's something really powerful. I would encourage you to go back and listen to that podcast just because it is really life-changing. But I wanted to share that message with you today. If you're trying to figure out how to do that, I don't know. For me, it happened through journaling. Doing a journal every day for the last 7 years now definitely helped me find that inner voice. It helped me really clarify stuff. That's where the idea for this hat came from. I mean, the more clear I get on stuff, the more stuff that I remove from my life that is not helpful, that is not supporting me in the path that I know I'm walking on, the more I move forward faster. That has changed throughout my entire life. I don't know, when I wanted to move to Vail, I set my sights on, well, I wanted to move to Colorado, right? I set my sights on moving to Colorado and I stopped looking at everywhere else. This is just like a simple explanation, right? Like I stopped looking at everything else. I started looking there. When I got there, I took the first step, right? I gave up my Chicago apartment that was on the 63rd floor. I gave up a great job there. And I said, this is what I'm doing. And I stopped second guessing myself. I moved there. I moved to Denver, rented a room off of Craigslist, got to Denver, and then ended up having the conversation with Vail because they were looking for somebody just like me. That got me to Vail. That allowed me to travel the world. That set my sights on something, right? When I wanted to do my own business, I said, this is what I'm doing. I quit my job and I started moving forward in that. I stood up and said, this is it. This is what I'm doing. And that came through journaling. So I want to go through my journaling process. I don't know if it'll be helpful for anybody out there. I've shared it with thousands of people from stage. I built an entire little mini free course around it. That's no longer live, so I can't put the URL in for it, but I'll just go through it with you. Every day I start off with my mission statement. What is my mission statement for my life? What do I want out of my life? It took me, I don't know. And the way that I came up with this is I brainstormed around it. Every day it changed for probably the first 3 or 4 years that I wrote it. It would change just a little bit until I locked in on what it was. Then that mission statement goes at the top. Underneath of that, 3 I am statements. So they're IMs. One is based on my personal life, one is based on my business, and one is based on where I want to be, health, wealth, and relationships. All 3 of them tied together. It's a future pacing statement. Those 3 statements. After that, I have my 90-day targets. So 3 targets that I'm shooting for within 90 days. Underneath that, 30-day KPIs. For me right now, what they are is a dollar amount, the number of calls that I do in that 30-day period, the number of group presentations that I give. Those 3 KPIs drive straight to my bottom line. Underneath that, we do a journal. So the journal for the day, I have a couple different ones, but they're all just brainstorming exercises. And the idea is to do stream of consciousness. It's about half a page. Usually I write, so I have a couple different ones that I vary between. What does my life look like in 90 days? Where do I want to travel to next? And why do I want to go there? What will I experience when I get there? What does my ideal relationship look like? And what do I need to bring that into my life? This is just stream of consciousness, right. How would one of my mentors, right? So I have 4 different mentors. How would my mentors handle the biggest challenge that I'm facing? And then just brainstorm. This gets me out of my own head and helps me find their solutions to my problems. The last one is something we talked about on the show on Monday. Mindy gave me. So I did free writing as an exercise. She challenged me to do 10 days. So I added it into the rotation of what I journal on. So free writing is literally just like you can start with a prompt, like what's holding me back, or where do I need to move forward, or what's the biggest thing that I can do to get the result that I'm after, or you can just start writing. The idea is to get your subconscious to open up and just dump it out on the paper so you can remove it, get it out of your brain, and get past whatever it is. It can also be a positive exercise, right? Because sometimes we know what we want, but we need help pulling away the outside things. Anyway, I hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, take action, change lives, and make money. I will see you soon.